Space-saving, 280 sqft tiny house, wolf den cabin. This tiny house is only 280 square feet, and we're going to be touring it today. Everyone dream about a tiny house on Vashon Island. Vashon Island is known for its creativity, art, and entertainment. It's also a great place to explore the outdoors, with beaches and forests to hike. We're on the island of Vashon here in Washington State. I'm going to take a ferry to get here to the tiny house. This place is really cool. Let's go check it out. Alright, this little house is designed to be both cozy and functional, proving that bigger isn't always better. Today, we're stepping into a magical retreat that feels like it's straight out of a fairy tale, the Wolf Den Cabin. This 280 square foot tiny house is not just a home, it's a cozy sanctuary in the heart of the forest. Let's explore. Here we have the Wolf Den Cabin, a perfect blend of rustic charm and modern comfort. Designed for those who crave solitude and connection with nature, this tiny home features sustainable materials that harmonize beautifully with its surroundings. Alright, on the ferry back, there in the background, whenever you arrive on the property, you'll park your car at the beginning, and then you have about a 300-foot pathway. There's a beautiful nature right here, with your cabin right there at the end. They also provide a wagon. Right. Here for you to store your luggage as well, which is amazing. Let's go check out the cabin. Here you reach the Wolf Den tiny house. It is just beautiful. Sitting here, we are on 4 acres of private property. Here, on the island of Vashon in Washington, the property is shared by the host. Their house is on it as well, typical Airbnb styles, no big deal. The privacy here and the beauty here is just unmatched, and it's really cool that we are on the island. And the Wolf Den tiny house is Walden-inspired. All locally handcrafted materials was used for the build of this, which is pretty cool. The exterior is this black cedar. There's not a lot of room in here, but they managed to make it feel a lot more spacious than what it actually is, and really functional. It is really eye-catching. And if you can nail all 3 of those items, you did a great job, and I love it. Let's go inside and check it out. You walk inside and the ceiling is really tall in here. This first space is the living room for only being 280 square feet of living space. This is really wide and tall. It feels a lot more spacious in here, which is nice. Take my shoes off this front part. Right here is actually tiled normally. You have like a welcome mat or something. They have it tiled right here, which is pretty cool. Living room space, really large and comfortable couch. I mean, it's pretty deep, and it looks like it might be able to convert into another bed option if needed. Walk back to, I'd like to remind you that all of the material used for this is locally sourced and handcrafted, which is really cool. This first, but is a small dining option. 2 seats right here. Pretty large table to do some workout or anything. They leave some goodies here for you. The cookies were absolutely phenomenal. Let's continue now. We enter into the kitchen. Space, pretty small kitchen, but this is a small footprint. Back here is everything you need though. You will love the wood countertop. Here, the sink on the left, with some drawers on the bottom, a mini fridge on this right side as well. And the floating shelves above you got all of your plates. I mean, these plates and cups look locally made as well, with coffee supplies and even a microwave toaster. You got all that stuff here, perfect for a couple-day stay. Now climb up the ladder and into the loft, and you have a full bed up here, and it is impressively spacious. Up. Here, I'm able to stand right here in the middle against this railing and overlook the living room. There's just a lot of room up here. Normally, loft beds are just slid on the floor with no bed frame. This one's big enough to have the bed up on a bed frame, and there's nightstands on each side. There's 2 windows up here as well, and they can both open. It is really like the skylight. You get good views of the night sky whenever you're sleeping here. And one cool thing to note, so 280 square feet of living space, and you can just see how much room there is in this tiny house, which is very impressive. Now I hear there's really good things to do on the island after you're here done chilling out at the cabin tiny house. We can go and explore lighthouses, beaches, and some really good coffee. Let's go see what it's all about. Oh, I also heard that there's a strawberry festival here every summer, and they elect a new unofficial May or of the island every single year. So if you're planning on coming here, see when those dates are anyway. Let's go check out the island, alright? A Masturbation Island coffee rotisserie. Very cool place. Iced latte. On the entire island. My back's being warmed, I'm surrounded by these books. You have to come here. This is your new favorite coffee shop. Very cool opportunity here. So, now made it to the lighthouse, but it's closed, it's back there. You can probably hear the beeping in the background. They're doing something. And speaking of the wilderness, the cabin is surrounded by breathtaking landscapes and a wealth of wildlife. Imagine waking up to the sound of birds singing, and maybe even catching a glimpse of a deer or two wandering by. The Wolf Den cabin is more than just a tiny house. It's a lifestyle choice, perfect for those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This retreat is a reminder that less truly can be more. Thanks for joining us on this tour of the Wolf Den cabin. If you loved this tiny house as much as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible tiny home tours. Until next time, keep dreaming big in your tiny spaces.